we have to clear those subjects, we have to get marks that is required for further admissions and all. But why non-academic reading is important? Why something like applications? Yeah, please come in. Yeah, please.
So I'd share my personal experience about it. Why, like, not only academic books are important. So in the subject like maths, for example, we have various chapters from real numbers to quadratic equations, and the teachers usually give us a formula and apply it, and this is how you do it, and that's all. That's how they literally teach us, and this is the reality. Now what we can do, I have a book and it's very important. I would recommend you all to read it. It's The Joy of X. It really decodes how what is mathematics is all about, how mathematics works around in our life, what is calculus, and he explains it in such a beautiful and ethereal way. It's just fabulous and fantastic. So the first book, it will also help you in your academics. The academic is all about, if you talk about the main subject, which is mathematics, they all tell you what to do, like they tell you how. But we never get to know what and why. Why did they doing it? Why are you doing? Why do we have to scaring both sides? Like, what is the reason behind it? And that is why these books like that, they can help us achieve a very good understanding and very better understanding, and they can help us grow in our life. Thank you.
Yeah, perfectly answered. Anyone else want to give a try? Why non-academic books are important for us?
So, reading apart from non-academics books can help us broaden our perspective and enhance us the perspective around the world. If we only stick to one academic book, like there is English and it is only of our book, so we'll just stick to it only, and we won't get to broaden our perspective. But once we get into the new world, we won't have to be reading only that English book. We'll have to know the certain things around the world, so it will help us to broaden our perspectives and creativity in our minds. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, I really appreciate all the audience over here. Like, they are really bright and thoughtful. This is the word I would use right now. So, as rightly said, it also non-academic books actually broadens our perspective. As you all know, we are into a globalized world. People are moving from one country to other, one state to other. Like India in itself is a diverse country. So when you go in south, there is different language, there's different cultures. So that's the reason with this library, we are trying to bridge that gap for the students who are actually, like in India, in any school you go, you'll find your friends, either from Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, okay, they are having different cultures. And that's the reason this library will be having books in different languages and specially catering to the aspect of their culture, the interest of the students, and the need why they want to know their languages and mix with people, other people. Okay, so moving on to the my next question. Okay, you have said why non-academic books are important. Okay, it gives us perspective. Now my next question would be: we are coming out with an application. Why it is important? Like we are saying, we should move away from mobile. Okay, this is first thing that everybody know. But now we are saying, come on mobile and read a book. So can you just give a perspective like why this is important? Reading books on mobile. So before moving to this, let's take a step back. What are the demerits or harm a student faces while using mobile? What are the side effects of mobile? Bad eyesight. Pardon, please. Agreed. Economical. Okay. So let me take it step by step. Okay. We know reading, having longer screen time reduces our attention span. Anybody know what is attention span? Our ability to look at anything or see a subject for a longer time and understand what it is conveying. Okay. So that's the demerit we are facing right now. Children are using reels. It moves on to like 1 or 2 or 20 seconds, 10 seconds. They are looking for new content because of that dopamine effect. Okay. Secondly, the games they are using, they are actually reducing your attention span. But reading books, on contrary, will actually give you a help you increase reading span. This will not only help you in academic but also in your daily life. Agreed? And as rightly said, books are economical. Okay, right now we know, like due to our professional, there has been a change. People are moving from one country to other. They are moving from one state to other. It might happen you will have breakfast in a country, lunch in different, and dinner in a different state. Okay, in that case, if you are a bibliophile, like who reads book, okay, bibliophile, you will be looking for the content, anything that you should have to engage yourself with. Agreed? At that point of time, these ebooks would come into place because they would give you the flexibility. Like when you're moving, you'll be carrying 1,000 books in your pocket. It might happen you might carry a book, a novel, which you before starting a journey, you would feel like, okay, I'll complete this during my journey. But wherever you go, it is also the environment. For example, when you're in Kashmir, you'll be looking for some soothing books so that you can enjoy nature over here and the environment over here. So at that point of time, you should have those the independence to select your interest. Agree? So this is a perspective. So I would again request you all to please go back and look into the books and do follow us on Twitter. And it would be really great if you can tag us and give us recommendation what kind of books you would like to read. Okay? Agreed. Whenever you go into Twitter, just type Rashtriya Pustakale. The message would be conveyed to us. Okay? Now moving forward, as you all know, reading books are important. These are for. Can anybody tell me like sports are good for our health? How reading can help us grow our cognitive abilities? Yes, ma'am. Agreed. Can anybody explain how? What are the components that help it grow?
Hello, I'm Ayman from Bluebell School, Ranavari. So my opinion is that reading book can bring confidence in an individual. It can motivate you. So I don't think so confidence is the thing that is already in a person. It's only the practice and reading books that can make a human perfect. It is the consistency. So reading books can bring confidence in you, and it can motivate you to grow up, and it can be product in a future, a very good future. Thank you.
Yeah, perfectly answered. Oh, shit, I guess this air is actually hindering us. So I would like to take up a cultural aspect. Right now we have gone through why reading is important, professional development, like why it is important for communication. Next part, I am taking you to cultural aspect. And most of the cultural literature comes into non-academic reading category. Agreed? So can anybody tell me like why reading about a culture is important to us? So you'll find books over here under classics and historicals and those genres. So now I would like to understand from you like why reading historical books or something related to your culture is important. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Saleha Mehraj from Bluebell Secondary School, and I would like to answer this question. I think culture is the breed of a human being. I think culture is something that represents us when we are outside. For example, we live in India, but we are Kashmiris. When we go outside India, we'll see different cultures, but what represents me there is my culture, that I am from Kashmir, I am from India. And I think reading cultural books will help me breed my own culture. Due to westernization, a lot of people are trying to overwhelm our Kashmiri culture. Like parents are saying to their own children that do not speak Kashmiri, it looks odd. But I think reading cultural books will help us gain our own perspective that our culture is something, and it will help us overwhelm all those norms and critics that we have faced to speak Kashmiri language and all. Thank you.
Very beautifully said, and I would say this is a perfect answer. Yeah, thank you very much. Culture is actually important because the environment we grow in, we can never go away from the roots. Being Indian, as there are so many cultures, so we have also tried to bring in text from those cultures. So, like for example, we have text from relate in Odia. We have few books in Urdu. We have also books in Marathi. We are also moving forward with books in Tamil and other Indian languages. So there, how many? Can anybody tell me how many? what are the recognized languages in India? How many languages are recognized under the constitution? Yeah. Ma'am, 22 languages are there. So we have like 23 languages over, like 22 regional languages and plus English. Okay, and there are other vernacular languages. So we are also trying to incorporate 50 vernacular languages in days to come. Okay, so we have also given, I am coming back to those students who are actually exploring tablets and mobiles. Can you just tell me, like, did you find any book related to any renowned person in Indian space? Excuse me. Anyone? Did you find? Okay, can you search Dr. EPJ Abdul Kalam into the device? Or Kalpana Chawla? Or Vikram Sarabhai? Or have you read any book about any Indian scientists? How many of you have read Wings of Fire? No? No problem. So this is an effort, like we will be celebrating our first National Space Day on 23rd of August. So this is to mark India's achievement on Chandrayaan 3. And we have also included books related to our Indian scientists to make us aware about their achievements, the resilience they have shown us, because as you all know, globally there have been several advancements in other countries and India has to make a mark among them. So our feat in space has always been recognized, and right now we are amongst the leaders in space. Did anyone find any book? Okay. हाँ हाँ ठीक है
मोबाइल्स में कौन से एप्लीकेशन है समथिंग
ठीक है हाँ हाँ ठीक ठीक है और आप मेरे को बता सकते हैं आपने मोबाइल से कौन कौन से मतलब रीडिंग हैबिट को इंक्रीज करने के लिए आप कौन से एप्लीकेशन यूज करते हैं इज इट लाइक न्यूज एप्लीकेशन एनीबॉडी ओवर हियर हु लव टू रीड ऑन मोबाइल इंस्टाग्राम हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू लव इंस्टाग्राम और यू are there on Instagram? Please raise your hand, honestly. We are not going to ask or see anybody's profile, but yeah, we would like to know. Only like 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, I would say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now, very good. So we have only few honest people over here. Or else everybody is there on Instagram. So how many of you like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook? Please raise your hand. So this is important for us because we will be posting content over there also. So don't take it like we are looking how many of you are there, but we would also like to connect with you on those platforms. How many of you are there on Facebook first? So Facebook, okay, few I would say. Instagram, everyone. Okay. Yeah, we are actually looking for interactions. So in days to come, Rashtriya Pustakalaya, in this application, we will be establishing reading clubs. So this is a bit exciting concept that we are coming up with. In reading clubs, what we are targeting, we will be onboarding schools first. We'll be approaching to your school in days to come. We'll be onboarding schools where teachers would be given that independence so that they can form their reading clubs by adding students in groups. And going forward, they can actually recommend books to students, the books they want to read for a week or for a month. And there would be several interactive sessions. What we are actually working on is sessions with the authors and with other dignitaries who has contributed in India's literary heritage. And obviously, we will be taking care of the regional interest, like the cultural, the language interest going forward. Oh no, So is net working?
Net is not working. No problem.
No problem.
No.
So I would like to request anybody who could find Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's book on Rashtriya Pustakalay, please come here and just read the paragraph given as introduction. So we have limited devices, so we would be requesting anybody to take initiative in a group and come forward with us. You can just come up and read about Kalpana Chawla. No. Just take the. I would say just read this one because this is like enough.
What are the key takeaways or what's the
Okay. So, talking about Kalpana Chawla. Kalpana Chawla was an Indian-born American astronaut and aerospace engineer who was the first woman of Indian origin to fly to space. She first flew on Space Shuttle Columbia in 1997 as a mission specialist and primary robotic arm operator. Chawla's second flight was on STS 107, the final flight of Columbia in 2003. She was a very brave woman. She always focused on her goals. And at last, for the sake of India, she gave her life. She died for the sake of space, to discover something for space, rockets, and etc. Thank you.
थैंक यू very much. कि यहाँ पे मतलब कोई भी बड़ा आंसर करेगा ना तो वो राष्ट्रीय पुस्तकालय के जो ट्विटर हैंडल है अपने फोटोज में हाँ नहीं आएगा वो
Okay, this is something like I think I should share with you. The students who are coming here, we will be posting it on our Twitter handle. Okay, so don't shy off. Please come here and speak so that we could select you. Okay, and as and Twitter and Instagram. As rightly said, Kalpana Chawla has been an inspiration for us. How many of you find such leader or such scientists or such people as inspiration? How many of you? Can anybody come up with your inspiration? Like right now we have heard about Kalpana Chawla. For us, it might be Professor Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam because he has given a lot for our country. Okay, so why reading biographies or content like this is important to us? Can anybody come up and say? Yeah, please. Anyone? Why biographies and knowing about people or our leaders are important? Anyone? Ma'am.
Welcome everyone. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Biographies, when we go through biographies of anyone in the world, whosoever has written it, we come to know gradually that they have been just as simple as we are, we people, from simple backgrounds, from simple lifestyles. But then when we come to the end of the book, we try to learn how they have grown up, how they have reached to the zenith, and how they have achieved the success through so many ups and downs. So it's a reason. They have also done some mistakes like us, we people do. Yeah, some mistakes or some errors occur through us by somehow. But at the end, we come to know how they have achieved that moment, that they are recognized everywhere, they are well known everywhere, they are learned by everywhere, they are read by everyone almost. So it's a guidance, it's a path, or it's a direction for us too, that we can also come out all these things, and one day maybe one of us will be a biographer or read by someone else, and will be a what we call a sort of a lesson to others, a good lesson to others. They are a lesson to others also. All their experiences, all their ups and downs, how they have come out through so many problems, so many sessions, so many teases, taunts, criticisms, and all other things, and they have reached to that destination where they are recognized throughout the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, just excuse me, ma'am. 4 minutes, ma'am. Yes. Ma'am, this is a very perfect answer, and it actually is a beautiful. It was beautifully said, ma'am. Thank you very much for your insight. As rightly said by ma'am, like every biography or anyone who has achieved a lot in their life, they are just as simple human as we are. There's their resilience to the situation, their knack of decision making, their desire to take risk has always made them different from us, or they have made them stand away in the crowd. That's the reason why biographies are important. They actually help us to focus on goals first, saying like because we are alone, when we read books, we come to know that okay, this is a person. He was born and brought up in that part of the country or the world in such a tough situation, and still they have achieved heights. So this is the important of biographies. And when we in our life, whenever, for example, when we say when there are examinations, we used to think, yeah, why we should read. But then we come across few people who have actually gone through tough time, even for the small thing called reading, for which we are privileged to go into a school and then we have to achieve. But they have gone through tough time. They have completed their studies. So those people are inspiration for us. Whenever we lose motivation, these biographies actually give us that boost. Why we should take an extra mile, or why should we move more into a direction of our desire. Okay, and moving on to the last part, we'll be concluding this session soon. So moving forward, can anyone come up and say who are your inspiration and what do you want to achieve in your life? We'd be requesting 4 or 5 volunteers to please come here. Anyone? Who are your inspiration or the books? Yeah, please come.
Okay. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. As Sir talked about inspirations, and I would say I am a student. Professionally, I'm a student, and I write for my passion. I write poetry and stories and articles, etc. I don't know if you guys have heard about Aga Shahid Ali. Aga Shahid Ali was a Kashmiri American writer. Aga Shahid Ali, he has written, beautiful poems about Kashmir, and he loved Kashmir very much. And that's what he mentions in his, writings and write-ups and poems. So basically, Aga Shahid Ali, he battled a malignant brain tumor in his life, and he died because of that. But what inspires me about him is that he did not give up, okay? Till his last breath, he kept writing about Kashmir, and he kept talking about Kashmir and, the struggles of, the struggles of people from his homeland. And Aga Shahid Ali basically, he fought like a warrior, with the disease, with malignant brain tumor. It's a deadly disease. If I think somebody among us, God forbid, gets the disease, will be very, heartbroken. And I think personally, I would have given up on life and, lost all hopes and, basically I would have been very hopeless, and I would have lost my faith in myself, in God. But Aga Shahid Ali did not do that. He kept writing till his, last breath. If you read about what his friend Amitav Ghosh writes about Aga Shahid Ali, you'll get to know how brave and how courageous he was, and how he fought, with the disease till his last breath and kept writing. So I guess he's my inspiration. He was a beautiful human being and a beautiful poet. Yeah.
Okay. Very beautiful answer. Yeah, please.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I am Rakshan from the Legend School of Education, Kantar Sadrabal. So I want to tell about my inspiration. My mother is my inspiration. She inspires me through her sacrifices and her hard work. She inspires me to not to get sad when I go through a failure. She tells me that there is a way that we can overcome our failures by working more harder, and we can also sacrifice a thing that is our favorite thing. We can also sacrifice for to achieve our success. So she inspired me to whenever I can sacrifice, whatever I can sacrifice, we have to do it to achieve our success. So she inspired me a lot from her sacrifices and her hard work. She works all day, and at the end she treats me with a smile, but even if she's tired, she comes with a smile. So she inspires me the most, that even if we are tired, we should smile every day. Thank you so much.
Please, just wait for a minute. This is a beautiful answer.
of the train in Africa, but he managed it. He didn't go for his royalty. Otherwise, a layman or a person like me say, why should I fight for India? Why should I fight for black people? Why should I fight for those people who are looked down by everyone? But he left his royalty one side. He fought for everyone. He loved all people, all religions. And he always teached non-violence. He said, make practice non-violence. Bring peace, bring love, bring dignity to the humanity. We are all humans. We are all humans. There is one God. We are all brothers. And that is, we should be together. So that's why at the end when Nathuram Godse shot him, what was he doing at that time? He was going to visit Pakistan because he was missing his people who had migrated from there or here or there. So he had gone there, but he had fought. He didn't go for the royalty. Secondly, like we have the live example of Imran Khan. He also belongs to royalty, or he can use a luxurious life. But still he's fighting for the people, rights of the people, and for everyone. He also wants to have peace everywhere. So M.K. Gandhi has written his autobiography, My Experiments with Truth. You can go through that book. You can learn a lot from that book, My Experiments with Truth, by M.K. Gandhi. So he has given everything. Even if he has done something wrong or a mistake, he has uttered that, he has incurred that statement there also. But he has always shunned his royalty for the cause of the people, for the cause of the humanity, for the cause of his country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. And as rightly said, you'll also find these books on Rashtriya Pustakale, like books on Mahatma Gandhi ji. So I would request, before concluding this session, I would request every one of you to go back and read books from this application. Do give us feedback, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and we'll be happy to listen from you, like what kind of books you want to read or any improvement in our application. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for your patience listening. Thank you. I request everyone, you can move to book fair. You can visit all the stalls. You can see you can stay here, or you can stay here for an event if you are interested in, or you may move forward. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone.